Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Reacting Show. I'm Dika. So last time on Loki, we had Loki coming back to the TVA. He was unfortunately time slipping between the past and the present, and obviously he wanted to come back to warn Mobius about the impending onslaught or the war that was going to be brought on by He Who Remains' various variants. In the midst of all that, and there's something I forgot to mention in the last reaction, is that even though Mobius tried to point out to him on various occasions that there can't be a past, or there's no past version of the TVA, Loki had pointed out that he was always been here, in reference to the statues that was in the past, images of him that were technically, he was there in the TVA's past. However, through erasing the memories of Mobius and all the other variants in the TVA, Mobius obviously would have never remembered. We also saw that bit in the war room where not only did one of the judges decided we're not going to go ahead and prune branches anymore. One of the other judges was adamant in keeping things the way they were, and again I forgot the name of the other judge that was present, but she took an onslaught of Minutemen through portals. Now they were on their way to find Sylvie, because obviously Loki was looking for Sylvie, and they believe that Sylvie's the one that caused and started all this. In some essence she did. They were going to go ahead and get her. However, B15 had pointed out towards the end of last episode that the amount of people they had going into the portals just for Sylvie felt a bit overkill. It was a bit too weird, and she has her suspicions there. Of course, we had Obi, our friendly TVA guide, writer, and all things temporal oral extraction. He helped Loki sort out his time slipping problem by literally snatching him out of the time stream so he wasn't slipping between times. However, in that last bit, which was fantastic, before when he was pruned from the future, Loki did encounter Sylvie in what looked like something was happening at the TVA. He seemed to be evacuating, and in that final bit, when he ran into Sylvie again, she was hiding in the elevator, and like I mentioned, she was always good at hiding in apocalyptic events. He got pruned, but one of the first things he said to Mobius once he came back out of the time stream was that we need to find Sylvie. So I don't know if maybe I don't think he caught wind of who did that. However, maybe there was something he saw. Sylvie's definitely in danger because of all those Minutemen going after her, but I have my suspicions that it must be something bigger than this. I feel like there's something more involved that we don't know of yet. But now I'm excited to get into the second episode. Here we are with episode 2, Breaking Bad. Oh, sorry, that is X5. Yes, sorry.
Will there be a Zaniac 2? Sequel for the fans. Mobius! Alright, we'll do whiskeys. It's okay to have a drink while we're down here, because we're still working. Is he running now? He is running. Come on, Mobius! You're gonna ruin my life here! Your life here?
Oh! Loki ain't messing about. Oh, damn it. Oh. Oh, yeah, an illusion.
Somewhat sophisticated X5. Oh, of course. You doing your own stunts now?
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, his shadow.
Get in there.
I like Loki's jacket.
Interesting. Yeah, I can definitely get into it. Do you think this is a higher priority than preventing a temporal meltdown?
Oh, no. Stay focused on the...
Everything you need to know about this, I wrote about it in here.
So they have to try and figure it out themselves.
Renslayer erased the data from her temp pad, but I was able to piece together who sent the last message.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I can't focus. It's very gibberish. This will help you focus. If we don't work this out, this entire place is going to be destroyed.
Miss Minutes is helping Renslayer.
Oh.
What? That explains the radio silence. Conversation between Renslayer and He Who Remains. It sounded like they were partners.
She really is full of surprises.
box of your trackers. But weren't you the one blabbering on and on about how we all had lives on the timeline? Well, I went down and got my life. What exactly are you mad at me about? You're just trying to make up for all the terrible, awful shit you've done in your life, you pathetic little man. Okay, that's enough. It's you. You're the problem. Every time we've ever found a you, the problem is you think you're special, but you're not. You just make everything worse for your mother.
No, you did not bring his mom into this.
You lose. You're a loser. Thank you, Brad. Very much. I really am touched. So let's try this one more time. Where is Sylvie? So play along with us, answer our questions, and we get you back down there so they don't forget about you. How's that sound? Do you have any idea what kind of life you might have left behind? Who might be waiting for you back there? I mean, do you care? I mean, you know they took us. And until you wake up, you're just a nowhere man. You're a
Oh shit. Out of everyone, Mobius is the one who lost his cool.
It was tactical. It seemed like you got under your skin. Nope, you didn't get under my skin. You got under your skin. Mobius, are you alright? I've never seen you like this before. So where are we? I was following you. No, I was following you.
What?
Mobius, you were clearly ahead of me.
No.
Keep in mind. Okay, great.
Maybe he has thought about it. That explains why he reacted the way he did, especially after finding out that he was a variant and he had a life on the sacred timeline. With Loki, I loved how he switched into his evil Loki mode, because that's what he was. The hardest thing for Loki that I guess you could say he played the evil card, but he was always good. He just wanted attention. He needed someone to give him the attention he never really got, because he was always in the shadow of someone else. So Loki doesn't shy away from the fact that if he wanted to, he could be a dickhead. But I think the difference is Loki knew his life. He even saw where it was going to end, but he had a life. Whereas Mobius, it's the whole not knowing, like, what could my life been? Especially now finding out Brad went down there, or X5 went down there to live a life, and that's something Mobius, to this point anyway, has never got.
That wasn't tactical. I lost it. It's okay. Remember that time? I was so angry with my father and my brother. I went down to Earth and I held the whole of New York City hostage with an alien army. You never wanted to visit your place on the timeline?
I'd be scared too.
Look, that's the last thing I should be thinking about. It's something bad or something good. Something bad I can handle. What if it's something good?
Yeah.
Do you think I want to have that rattling around in here? So, does it really make sense that he could spend all that time down there and not find Sylvie? He found her, but maybe didn't turn her in because he wants to continue to live his best life on the timeline. He wants more time to be Brad Wolf. Just gonna make it to him. You're the god of mischief, right?
Oh. I really love their friendship. Oh. What is that? Oh.
Let's simplify everything. You have information that we need. You don't want to give it to us. So how do we find common ground?
So it's just Loki in there.
That thing does not work without the controller, though, so
He has a controller.
I do. This one? I'm not trying to be a hero, Brad. I'm a villain. Remember? You know, you could kill me with that. Could I?
Oh. Mobius, so this is for real. Oh.
Okay, all right. Sorry. That's only made it smaller. Some perspective on yourself.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Just tell me where Sylvie.
Maybe this is real and he wasn't part of him and Mobius's plan.
I'll tell you where she is. She has a new life.
He knows where Sylvie is. See?
Oh my god, it was together.
Plan. Thank you.
You wrote the TVA guidebook.
You've read it?
Read it? I practically memorized it.
Oh.
And only the person who designed it can open it with a live scan of his temporal aura.
He who remains.
Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna be shooketh. Oh, look how Mobius.
I know I'm the last person you want to see.
Correct.
The TVA is in danger and you were there. I need to know why.
So you see the future now. Cool.
Enchant me. You can see what I saw.
I don't want to see it. I want nothing to do with this.
If what I saw of you is true, then there's nothing to stand between this world and utter destruction.
I thought you were setting us up for an ambush. No, you were just setting us up for a great meal. A wise-gated relationship.
Yeah,
Okay?
right.
There's a lot to unpack, but you're basically in a relationship with yourself.
No, basically.
Although now it's just get me out of here, would you? Is this a setup?
Yeah.
Hey. If we stay here, we're all gonna die. They're gonna die. Unless we.
Oh,
All this for Sylvie?
I don't buy it.
she.
They're gonna bomb every branch.
Yeah, including this one. But
Start tracking those charges.
Damn.
what are they doing with all time doors?
Our mission is compromised. Set up what you can.
They're not gonna be able to stop it in time. She's gotten through so many.
They're too late. Finish it. Don't overthink it.
They use the power of friendship. Damn. They're still.
Those are people.
He's got a track.
I got a hit on Renslayer's temp pad.
That was his thing, his stone that he had. So that was episode 2. I really liked that episode, and I think that bit at the beginning with Hunter X5, that was probably his life. So he was taken from the sacred timeline in 1977. He was an actor. That was him. I'm assuming a lot of the time the variants are kind of like kidnapped or taken from the timeline. But that was either a life he chose for himself after returning to the sacred timeline, or what he found out he was doing. So it's either one or the other. So that was pretty good. So the plan at the end of with Docs was that she was going to go and blow up the timelines herself. So she was going to sort of bring an end to him herself. Obviously the things that they were trying to prevent was along the lines of, you can't be killing all those innocent people. And partially, I would say, I'm not saying Loki agreed with it, but the only reason why he couldn't have all those branch timelines, because he remains variants existed in all those different timelines, which again he needed to contain and stop them from creating the war. Now, I really like that good cop, bad cop that they played, and one of the things which I'm starting to see more of, obviously, the season, is how it was only towards the end of season 1 where Loki and Mobius were able to kind of work on the same page, when they realised the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of situation, and they never got a chance to really. I really like this sort of working relationship they've got. It's fantastic. And obviously Mobius has been a fan of the Lokis. He was obsessed. He said that every version of you that exists in every timeline, I'm pretty much of a Loki connoisseur. So I do like the fact that the way they sort of, he plays a very good father figure role almost, and I do like how when Loki realized that Mobius, it did get under his skin what Hunter 5 X5 said to him. He was kind of like there for him. He was like, I've never seen you act that way, it's fine. He wasn't being too overly I wouldn't say empathetic, but not too over the top, but he was kind of saying, you know what, it's fine, these sorts of things get away with us. I tried to reassure him, which was actually quite nice to see. I did like that scene, the torture scene, a little bit, where we got to see a little bit of Loki's evil past self. But again, it was just reinstated when Loki admitted to Mobius that, he went down to New York City because he was angry, he lost it. That wasn't planned. He basically lost it when he did all of that. So Loki's always kind of, like I said, been good. He's just not got a turn. He feels like maybe the recognition he deserves, which explains for his antics and how he acted. Those comments when I don't know if Mobius will be tempted to. It's almost a batter, and it's so true. He said that I could deal with it if he was bad, if he was a horrible person, if his place on the sacred timeline, he was like, I don't know, some shitbag. But how could he not forgive himself, but how could he ever get over the fact that if he was good, if his life was good, how could he ever get over that? And that's a very valid point, because then I guess it would be harder to sort of realise, my place is in the TVA and I prefer it here, this is where I'm meant to be. Now, obviously Obi was trying to obviously make sure that the TVA didn't get destroyed. Now, the additional branches, because of the overload into the temporal, the temporal aura, the doors were actually locked now, so they couldn't open them again. Now the issue here was, which unfortunately Docs solved that issue, was they needed, obviously with minutes missing, they needed He Who Remains' aura to basically override it and be able to access it. However, with the destruction of the extra branches, they were able to pick up Renslayer's tempad. Obviously, like Casey mentioned, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack with all the extra branches, but they were able to pick it up. Now, I like that Loki had come back to it about, in the past, she had devised a plan with him. Now, I don't know how much of that, again, I don't know how much of her memory was wiped. I don't know how much she helped. The time does run very strange with the TVA. So, obviously, even B15 wasn't surprised. Like, what do you know? She's obviously full of surprises. Clearly, they were in a partnership and a team. And she was, I wouldn't say responsible, but she clearly was responsible for something, and the last message received on her tempad was from Miss Minutes. So I don't know if that was a case Miss Minutes was working for He Who Remains, and that was like a signal to sort of get out. So I wonder where she is currently. And obviously, as you saw at the end of that episode, Sylvie's timeline was fine. That was one of the that wasn't luckily blown up in Dox's plan. But at the end of the episode, she looked like she had that little stone bead. I know at the end, when towards the end of He Who Remains Alive, when it came to the end of his life, or when he realised that they were about to branch, or just before he died, that stone stopped glowing. So it's almost as if he didn't know what was going to happen anymore, because he had seen everything, he knew everything, so he kind of knew how things were going to work out. But up until that point, it stopped glowing. So I wonder, she probably picked it up when she had left, but now with that in her hand and it's glowing again, I wonder what that means. And obviously Loki went to find her, and he was trying to tell her that there was a future where you were in it, and the TVA was basically going to shit. Now, obviously, at this, she hasn't, her part of this, the timeline, she hasn't caught up with it, because there was a version of him that she saw. But I'm wondering if the person that was sort of pruning him might have been Renslayer or something. Clearly Sylvie was there at some point, she was there, but now I'm thinking, what if the version she saw of him, because she was like, oh, took you long enough sort of thing, what if that version she saw was another version? So that version got pruned out of there, but the Loki in the present time hasn't reached there yet. So he interacted with a future version of Sylvie, where she was like, oh, took you long enough, so maybe, I don't know, they got split apart or something. But then after he got pruned, that wasn't her version, because he was in multiple streams at that moment in time. But anyway, so yes, obviously Dox has been caught. I don't think they'll be taking Hunter X5 or Brad, back to his timeline. However, which questions now, with the extra branches gone, something else is definitely coming. Must have been him. Originally, it would have been the destruction of the TVA due to all the extra branches and them having to override it. Now, I wonder Renslayer's plan and all of this. I wonder if He Who Remains was the one that she had met. He was a variant of Kang the Conqueror. If she's met any of the other variants. And I wonder how far back her history with He Who Remains actually goes. Like, what was the overall plan? Like, what was the grand scheme of things, and how deep is her involvement in that? So that was a really good episode. Obviously, unfortunate with the destruction of the extra branches minus Sylvie's branch. I wonder now, as Loki had mentioned to Sylvie that there's a part in the future, and then she was like, the future's no longer written. Maybe that's what that stone was. She was like, it's the future can't be set now because He Who Remains has died. She got rid of him before he knew everything that was going to happen. So with that glowing stone, maybe it's an indication of, well, the future is still being written, and one part of it is how we're going to get from this moment here to when the TVA was not under attack, but the TVA looked like it was in some form of destruction. But that was a really good episode, and if you did like this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.